students with the last names S through Z. And I can pass it over to Kevin.
Hi, everyone. I hope everyone is able to see any issues. Please put it in, try and fix them as soon as I can. My name is Kevin Milishoff. I'm one of the Honors Academic Advisors, and I work with folks whose last names start with the letters A, B, and C. Good to see all of you here. I'll pass it on over to Catherine.
Thanks, Kevin. Hi, everyone. I'm Catherine Glidden. I'm also an academic advisor in the Honors College. I work with students with the last names I through M, and I'll pass it over to Tori.
Hi, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us. My name is Tori Nardinelli, and I'm the academic advisor overseeing students with the last names D through H. And I think, Karen, that leaves you.
That's me. Hi, I'm Karen Weaver. I am also an academic advisor here in Honors, and my cohort has last names N through R, and I'm really happy that you all joined us today. So thanks for coming.
So we're going to just go over a few different things throughout the presentation just to make sure that you are completely prepared and ready to go for your priority registration. That's quickly approaching. Please feel free to turn on your cameras if you're willing and able, just because it makes it a lot easier for us to present to individuals versus blank screens, but it's definitely not required. Throughout the presentation, feel free to use the chat function to ask questions as we go, but I definitely think there will be time at the end to answer any remaining questions you might have if we don't cover what you have questions regarding. So with that, again, we're just going to go over priority registration timeline and what to expect and how to best prepare for priority registration. And also we want to go over your Honors College requirements to make sure you know what is required of you to graduate from the University of Arizona's Honors College. So the timeline for priority registration. So you may be aware that as of March 1st, the schedule of classes for fall 2021 became available. So you can see all the different course offerings. On that date, your shopping carts also became available. So you can start adding classes to your shopping cart that are of interest to you. The week of on March 17th or March 18th, it took a few days to roll out, but your enrollment appointment should now be assigned on your UAccess account. So on your UAccess, you should be able to see the exact day that you are going to wake up at 6 a.m. to enroll in those classes. And we're going to stress that you wake up at the 6 a.m. time slot to enroll in those classes so you can guarantee the best opportunity for you to enroll in those classes. And we just want to make sure that you have an understanding of when you register for classes. So if you are an honors college student, you do have a priority registration a little bit earlier than students not in the honors college. And you can see here that students on April 5th will begin enrolling in classes if you are an honors junior and senior standing. This is not due to the amount of time you've been at the university, but more based on the number of credits that you have. So it could be based on how many transfer credits you brought in. So I really encourage you to check on your UAccess account of what day that you're going to enroll, because you may consider yourself a freshman student, but you actually have junior status. So I encourage you to check to make sure to see which day you're going to actually enroll on, because the two honors days are April 5th and April 8th. And again, it is on at 6 a.m. So once your enrollment appointments are set, they can't be changed. So make sure to check what day you are enrolling in classes so you know exactly when. And with that, I believe I'm passing it over to Karen.
Awesome. Thank you, Kaylee. So this is what your UAccess Student Center will look like when you go searching for your registration date and time. So it'll show you for fall 2021, your shopping cart. Everybody should have that available to them now. And then their enrollment is open based on your class standing. So if you are a junior or a senior, by the number of credits you have completed. Does not include any credits that you have in progress this semester unless they have a grade assigned already for maybe a first 7-week course or something like that. but it goes by how many credits you have completed. Juniors and seniors, that means students with 60 or more credits completed will register on April 5th, starting at 6 a.m. And then freshmen and sophomores, anybody with 59 credits or fewer, will register Thursday, April 8th at 6 a.m. And you should also be aware that your registration, your priority registration begins at 6 a.m., but then stays open through the summer. So there's no point in time where it ever closes for you. This is just the very first availability for you to register for classes. And if you have classes that are highly competitive to get into, like Kaylee said, we really recommend setting an alarm, getting up on time so that you can get into those classes without any trouble. It's one of the great benefits of being in honors. I guess the next slide talks about summer registration. So there isn't any priority registration time frame for summer session. All continuing students can register starting on April 5th at 12:01 a.m. So your shopping cart is available now for summer. You can put classes in there, and then just know in the middle of the night on April 5th, you can go in and register for summer. Be aware that university scholarships do not cover summer tuition. So if you were to plan on taking a 3-unit summer course at the university, it's going to cost roughly around $1,500. If you're taking 2 classes, that's going to be around $3,000, which your tuition scholarships will not cover. So just be aware of that. Units and grades that are earned during summer sessions can count toward the number of credits that you need to accumulate for this academic year. So the fall of 2020 and the spring of 21 also includes the summer of 21 to make up any missing units or to boost your GPA to meet scholarship renewal criteria. So if you find yourself in a little bit of a bind, summer could be helpful for that. But just know your tuition scholarship will not cover that. And I think with that, I'm turning it over to, I'm not sure who. Oh, no, it's not. It's me still. Sorry. How do you prepare for priority registration? We're going to talk more about this with my other co-presenters, but obviously we want you to plan ahead. We want you to check your enrollment eligibility because there might be some problems with your enrollment abilities, some negative flags that might be on your account. And we also want you to be prepared for the courses that you want to register for. So with that, I'll be turning it over to our next presenter.
Cool, which I believe is me. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is plan ahead. Not only with your major, but also classes that you might want to take to start earning more units towards your honors requirement. One of the great ways to check to see what kinds of courses you need to take, number one, review your advisement report. Obviously, you want to meet with your major academic advisor to ensure that you're reading the report correctly, but there are different sections on the advisement report that show you like what kinds of general education classes you still need to take, if you need to do any of your foundation courses, courses for your major, for your honors requirement. You can see how many honors courses you've taken, how many contracts you've done. There's tons of information here, and it can be a little overwhelming. But if you're able to at least take a look at it and get a general idea of some things that you might want to take, reach out to your major academic advisor and get that conversation going earlier rather than later. Because as we get closer to registration and even with the end of the school year, advisors are going to be pretty busy. So the earlier you reach out, the better. Also remember that your shopping cart is available. Like mentioned earlier, it was March 1st, I believe. You were able to start adding courses to your shopping cart. And if you've never used this tool before, I highly, highly recommend that you use it. As Kaylee mentioned, you're going to need to get up at 6 a.m. to make sure you're able to enroll in classes and get the ones that you want. And if those courses that you want are all in your shopping cart, you can enroll in all of them at once, provided that there's room. That way you don't have to go class by class to enroll each one, one at a time. You can do it all at once. So the shopping cart is a really, really useful tool when you're trying to enroll. So hopefully you're able to get into all of your classes right away. And even if there's an issue with one, you'll still be enrolled in everything else. You only have that one class to worry about. So I highly, highly recommend using the shopping cart. Even if you have things in your shopping cart and you try to enroll on, on priority registration, if you have a hold on your account, this could look, financial, or maybe there's some sanctions with residence life, or there's immunization records, or something is preventing you from enrolling in classes. You're going to need to take care of those before you're able to enroll in classes. So you can either speak with your major academic advisor. I know the honors advisors have sent communication out to folks if you have a hold. So if you have any questions, you can reach out to one of us. You can also contact your major advisor to get all of that situated. Okay. Okay, we're able to move on. So with searching for classes and preparing for the fall, I'm going to show you how to search for honors classes, because sometimes it can be a little bit confusing. I will say how UAccess looks now is much easier than it used to be, but we'll still help you out here. So the best way to search for honors courses is in that subject, the subject box there, it shows the sample is English, and you can choose a department in which to search for honors courses. But the next thing you'll need to do is click that advanced filters button. So it's circled down there, or ovaled rather, on the screen. And I believe it's in the next slide that will actually show what happens when you click it. So when you click the advanced filters, it brings up options for a class attribute. Okay. When you do this, you're able to filter by honors courses as well as other different types of designations. So for example, let's say you did want to take an English class and there's an honors section that you might want to take, or you just want to see what's available. You could type in English in the subject box like it is in the example. And then in course attribute, you would select honors course from that drop-down menu. And then course attribute value is going to appear, and you need to select honors course for that box as well. You have to make sure that both of them say honors, or UAccess will get mad at you and won't let you search. Okay. So if you do that, you'll be able to see all of the honors courses in whatever department you decide. I highly, highly recommend not searching for all honors classes at the university, because that will legitimately be a 10-minute search, and I don't want you to waste your time. So you're able to narrow it down a little bit further there. You can do this as well with the class attribute 2. That'll pop up. You can filter even further. So if you wanted to find some general education courses that also give honors credit, for class attribute 2, you could say general education. And then for the second attribute value, you could specify even more by saying tier 1 traditions and cultures. Okay, so you're able to use those filters to narrow things down more specifically and hopefully get a little bit of a quicker search. Okay. So I encourage you to dig through UAccess, see what kind of courses seem interesting. If there's any courses for your program you have to take, check to see if there's an honor section, and this is the best way to do it. All right, and I believe those are all my slides. I'm going to pass it over to Juliana.
Thank you, Kevin. So the second step in preparing for priority registration is to check your enrollment eligibility. So once a class is added to your shopping cart, information appears showing whether or not you meet the enrollment requirements. So let me go ahead and show you an example. Say that you add English 109H to your shopping cart. This right here tells you that you're not eligible to enroll in this class. And the reason why you may not be eligible to enroll in the class is possibly because you do not meet the enrollment criteria. So some classes do have prerequisites. You may need to take a class before you're eligible to enroll in English 109H. You may need placement to enroll in English 109H, and so on. So you definitely want to try to avoid having these on your shopping cart, because you will run into an issue when you are attempting to enroll in that class at 6 in the morning. So that's a big no-no. To provide another example of what you should be able to see is that of a green check mark. So it says, you are eligible to select this class. This is good to go. You definitely want to make sure that that's what you are seeing on your shopping cart. That way you know that the morning of priority registration, you're not going to run into any issues when attempting to enroll in your classes. Now, the last step is to be prepared. Remember that registration happens at 6 in the morning. We've been saying that a lot. So you want to make sure that you set your alarm or 20 if you're anything like me. You know, I set many alarms, so don't forget to do that. We have been saying that. We're going to continue to say that throughout this presentation. We know that you have been planning ahead, right? And so a part of that is adding backup classes to your shopping cart as well, in case some of the choices are unavailable the morning of. This can happen with, say, you know, general education classes. Rather than just adding one of them to your shopping cart, maybe you add 2 or 3 because you want to make sure that you are prepared just in case one of them does fill up. And last, you want to familiarize yourself with the system, know the enrollment process. We know that most of you have already registered at least once, but if this is the first time that you are registering, or if you need a refresher because you have only done it one time, there are some tools that can help you with that. The registrar's office has tutorials on their website, which we can actually put the link on the chat in just a second. But they do have tutorials where you can take a look at how you enroll in classes, how you add classes to your shopping cart, and how you even search for classes. So we encourage all of you to check those out. Now, as your honors advisors, we also want to make sure that you're making strides towards completing your honors college requirements. And this is something that you should also consider when you are preparing for registration. So to graduate with honors, there are 3 things that you need to complete. One is to complete your required number of honors units, and your honors units are listed on your advisement report. We will show you how to search for those in the next few slides, but some students need to complete 30 honors units, some need to complete 24, other students need to complete 18. Regardless, we want to make sure that you are making strides towards completing your required number of honors units. So possibly taking 1 or 2 honors classes every semester, make sure that you can graduate with honors. The second thing that you need to graduate with honors is to complete an honors thesis. This is 6 units. They are typically completed during your final 2 semesters. So 3 in your last semester, 3 in your penultimate semester. You want to make sure that you account for this when creating your schedule. But remember that the 6 honors thesis units are a part of your total number of honors units. So if you need 30 to graduate, 6 of the 30 will come from your thesis. So it's not in addition to the 30, it would be embedded within the 30. The last requirement to graduate with honors is to graduate with a cumulative GPA of a 3.4 or above. So always make sure that you strive to maintain the 3.4 GPA. If you are struggling, if it is a challenging semester, we definitely understand, but we would like for you to reach out because we are here to provide support and encouragement and resources. We want you to be successful, so please don't hesitate on reaching out to your honors advisor. And with that being said, I can pass it over to Catherine.
Thanks, Juliana. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how you can check your advisement report. And your advisement report is located on your UAccess Student Center under the advising header. It's the second choice down, which says advisement report. So you would click on that and it would open up your advisement report for you. Now, as Kevin was talking about, your advisement report contains a lot of useful information, not only your honors requirements, but your requirements for all of your degree programs. So it's a great resource to reference. If you have any questions about what's on your advisement report, you can certainly ask your major or minor advisors. If you have questions about your honors requirements, you can reach out to your honors advisor. But on your advisement report, there is a section that says honors units. And as this example, we can see a bit of information. The first one we want to point out is that we can see for this particular student, their honors unit requirement is 30. So there are 30 required units the student has to complete. Next, we can see that it's saying there are 9 taken units. And what I like to point out to all students is that the 9 taken units is counting all completed units and all in progress units. So on this example, we can see that Honors 299H and HPS 387 are currently in progress. We can tell because it's the spring 21 semester, but we can also tell because there's a yellow diamond next to that course. So it's counting all of these units. So that's important when you're doing your calculations. So if there's 30 units required, 9 are going to be completed at the end of spring 21. There are 21 units left to satisfy. And again, keep in the back of your mind that your honors thesis is a part of these total units as well. So there's actually 6 more units you're going to earn from that. But that's a great way where you can go in and check which courses you've taken for honors, how many units you've earned, how many are in progress, and how many you have left to satisfy. So about earning honors units, there's a lot of different ways that we have students earning honors units. And one way is through designated honors courses. And you can find honors sections in your major, minor, general education requirements. Kevin kind of walked through a way that you can do that, but we also have a video to show you how to do this on the Honors College Portal D2L site. So we have a full resource for you there. So if you can find an honors designated section for one of your courses, that's a great way to earn honors units. Another great way is through honors contracts. So this option is really great because it allows you to take a non-honors course and through an agreement with the instructor of the course, turn it into an honors experience. This is a really great option for students when there aren't honor sections available for the class that they're looking for. Another great option for honor students is graduate courses. So students who have at least junior academic standing, and again, that's based on the number of units you have, and you can actually find this on your UAccess Student Center as well. I believe if you go to your academic record, you can go to academic summary and see what your class standing is. So if you have at least a junior academic standing and at least a 3.0 GPA, you can register in 500 level graduate sections for honors credit. This is a really wonderful option for students, and it's a really great experience for them. And there's other curricular activities as well that you can engage in. So there's potentially an option for you to earn honors credit through directed research, internships, studying abroad, independent study, service learning, preceptorship. There's a lot of different ways for you to earn honors credit through these other curricular activities. If you're having trouble finding honors units, please reach out to your honors academic advisor. We would love to discuss options with you and find ways that we can get you to earn honors units and complete your requirements. And with that, I'll pass it over to Tori.
Thank you. So we'll go ahead and wrap up with just a few reminders and tips and then open up for questions if you have them. So the first reminder is that you can only enroll in 19 units. So if you would like to go beyond the 19 units, please know that you'll need to talk with your major academic advisor. So unfortunately, the advisors in the Honors College are not able to grant this permission. You'll need to speak with your major academic advisor in order to get permission if you're looking to enroll beyond 19 units. Our best recommendation is always to try to enroll in 1 to 2 honors courses per semester, just so that way you're making consistent progress towards your requirements and you're not stuck with a huge amount right at the end that you're trying to fit into your senior year. So if you're enrolled in 1 to 2, you're making good progress and looking good there. If there aren't any designated honor sections available, remember again that contracts are an option as well. And then if any students are here who are graduating in May 2022, please just remember that your thesis prospectus is due on May 5th, the end of the last day of classes this semester. So you'll turn in your thesis prospectus to us in the Honors College. There's a link available to that form on our Honors website, also on the Honors College D2L portal. That'll be due May 5th. After you complete your prospectus, you'll work with your major academic advisor in your department or whichever department you're completing your thesis in. It might be also your minor academic department, but you'll work with that advisor in order to enroll you in thesis units for fall 2021 and then spring 2022. And remember, it's totally fine if your schedule isn't perfect right away. Enrollment begins right, at your enrollment appointment, but it is open through the first week of classes. So you have the rest of the semester and the summer to really make sure that your fall schedule is what you want. So don't feel pressured to get it perfect right away. And then a final reminder, as always, we will be available at 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. on those honors priority registration days. So on April 5th and on April 8th, you can find us from 6 to 8 a.m. We will post the links and the passwords on our D2L page, and we'll also email them out to all of you so you have them. So hopefully everything goes smoothly and you don't need us, but in case crisis strikes, we will be available for you. So just to summarize, your enrollment appointment should already be posted in your UAccess Student Center, so you can go ahead and double check if you are registering on the April 5th or April 8th. Please remember to take care of any holds that you have that might prohibit you from registering on that morning. And then also remember to schedule an appointment with your major academic advisor as soon as possible if you haven't already, just to go over what courses you're planning to take and make sure you're on the right track. You can already add classes to your shopping cart, and then that just makes it easier. Morning of, all you have to do is wake up, hit a couple buttons rather than having to search for all those classes in a panic. And again, remember to make progress on those honors requirements and try to enroll in at least 1 to 2 courses. And once again, well, I know we've told you a couple times throughout, but it is important if you're trying to get into any classes that are really competitive, making sure you're up right bright and early so you can enroll right at 6 a.m. is a really, really great thing to do. So I know for me, anytime I had to do registration mornings, it was like 3 alarms, one at 5:40, one at 5:45, one at 5:50, just to make sure I was up at my computer on time. And also just remember that you don't need to refresh. So you'll hit the button right at 6 and it'll take a minute because everyone's hitting that button right at the same time. So don't refresh or you'll kind of put yourself back at the end of the line. Let it just kind of run through. But with that, those were all of the reminders and things that we had on our end. We'll stick around for a few minutes. If you have questions, you're welcome to either throw them in the chat, or if you'd like to turn your camera on and unmute, you're also welcome to ask them to the larger room. How do you check class standing? So class standing is available in your UAccess student account. Catherine, did you have a pathway to that?
I believe, because I don't have access to the student side of this, but I believe what you do is you go into your UAccess Student Center. You go into, oh, now I can't even find the right thing because it's kicking me out. That's great. You go into, I'm trying to pull it up real quick. Academic Summary, I believe, is where it's going to be. So academic record, academic summary. There's a space here where it says view grades. So you should view your grades and academic standing. So that's where I would probably search first. If you really can't find it, just reach out to your, well, Brianna, I'm your advisor. So reach out to me and I'll be able to tell you what your academic standing is.
Any other questions? We're here to help. So don't hesitate on reaching out, asking now.
Thank you so much for the presentation. Appreciate it.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you for
Yeah,
your
not a
don't
problem.
If you don't have any other questions, you are free to go, and good luck on registration.